Hello everyone, my name is Naresh and today we are going to talk about 3D book animation. Recently, I have learned and used 3D book animation in one of my educational videos. It is really cool, and the important thing is that we can change the cover style, we can insert images, and we can also add text however we want. We can also animate the text, which makes it more interesting. So without wasting time, let's get started. So I have placed all the assets here that I am going to use, and you can download them along with the project file from the link in the description. Let's start by creating a new composition. Let's call it main with these settings. We are going to assemble book components here. Create a new composition and name it a page with a size of 580 by 830, like around A4 size paper. Add a new solid in a page composition of white color. I am choosing this white. You keep the same. Now duplicate the page and rename it as cover. Go to cover composition, select solid and change the color to orange or whatever you want from the layer setting. We are going to use it as the book's front and back cover. I am going to change the texture of the book cover further. So let's add this image texture, scale it down to fit the composition and change it blending mode to multiply. If you don't see the blending mode option, click on this toggle switches mode option here. Duplicate the cover by Ctrl+D or Command+D and rename it as spine. Go to the spine and change its composition width to 40 pixels. So now that the basic book components, front cover, back cover and spine are ready, we can assemble them in the main composition. So go to the main composition and add cover twice and add spine composition also. Arrange the order of the layers just like this. Now let's combine the front and back cover with the spine to give it the shape of the book. To do that precisely, keep holding Command or Control key and drag the layer to the spine and it will snap to the spine. Do the same for the other cover also. If it is not snapping like mine, then check this option here. Now press Y on the keyboard and change the anchor point to here. Do the same for the spine and leave the last one as it is. Let's rename this layer as back cover. Change all the layers to 3D and parent cover layer with the spine layer and spine with the back cover layer. Now let's animate it by moving our playhead to 1 second. Press R on the keyboard, add Y keyframe and add the value of -90. So the book will be closed. Again move it to 60 frames and change the value of Y rotation to 0. Let's check it. So it is closed and now it is opening slowly. We can see better in the custom view, so change it from here. So this is the movement of our book. Also change your renderer to Cinema 4D as we are also going to use some geometry options for pages. Now right click and add a new null object and change it to 3D. Keep holding shift and parent it with the spine. Now press P for position and change this value to 20 so that it is placed halfway at the center of the spine layer. Now change the rotation of the null object to 90 degrees so it stays perpendicular with the spine. Our papers will be attached to this null object, so it will be moving as spine rotates. It can be better visualized in the custom view. Let's rename it as page holder. Now let us add our first page and change it to 3D layer. Press A on the keyboard and change the anchor point to 0. Keep holding the shift key and parent it with the page holder. Now let us animate this page the same way we animated the cover, as we need the same timings. So press U by selecting the cover page to reveal the keyframes. Now select the page and keep playhead at the first keyframe. Add the keyframe, Move to the second keyframe and change the Y rotation to something close to 90 but not exactly 90, like 89 or so. So by the time book open, it will not completely flat over the cover. Changing back to custom view, now we can see this movement of the page. One important thing here is that it is not fanning out like the real book. So we can go to the 30 frames or so and then offset this value of Y rotation to something like 35. Now select all the frames and press F9 to easy ease and then double click this frame by holding command or control. So you have this kind of speed graph you can see here. Let me change the position of the book. So you can see here the nice movement of the book and the page. Now let us go back to active camera mode. Duplicate this page and press U to reveal its keyframes and change this value to 25 and the last one to 86. Again duplicate it and change the value to 15 and 84. Duplicate again and this time use 5 and 82 values for the Y rotation. We have now 4 pages ready. Select all the pages and duplicate them using Command D or Control D. Place them on the top and change its color to yellow. Now we have to change the value of the rotation. So press U to reveal the keyframes. Now change the value of the second keyframe of the first page to -5, then -15, -25 and -35. Same way for the third keyframe -82, -84 and -86 and -89. So our book animation is almost ready. We can't see here pages because of the same color of it. Not looking interesting, right? So either we can use camera light to separate the pages or some effects. I'm going to use this brightness and contrast effects from effects and presets. Apply it to the page and change the value to -100. Copy it and paste it to other pages. Change the value to -80 and then -60. Repeat it for the other half except for the middle two pages. It is almost usable if you think that it is enough for you. But I am going to give it a more subtle look by changing the shape of the pages, then adding text and images, etc. So we can bend this page like the real book instead of having it flat. So this book is open at this point. This page should bend again, go flat or bend in the opposite direction. To bend this page, select page, go to geometry, apply keyframe and add curvature of 20 and then move back to middle keyframe and add value of -20. Also change the segment to 10. On the first keyframe, again change back to 0. Now select all the keyframes and press F9 to easy ease. Keep holding command key and double click this keyframe. So we have this kind of book opening with page curves. But if you know when the book opens, the size of the paper becomes small. So we have to change the scale to get that look. So let's add keyframe to scale. Come to this position, unlink this and add the value of 98 to change the scale of the paper. Also add the final keyframe here. Press F9 and double click the middle keyframe by holding command. So we have this nice paper curves or bending while opening the book. Let us add it to the rest of the pages as well. So select scale and curvature, copy it, select other pages and paste it there. So we have this nice book with curved pages. Here it is -20 and here it is +20. Or you can keep it 0 also. It's up to you. From the geometry option, don't forget to change the segment to 10 for all the pages. Now same way copy the scale and curvature keyframes and paste them to the other half of the book by keeping the playhead at the first keyframe here. Now we have to change the value of curvature to give it the opposite look. For the first frame 0, for the second frame +20 and the third frame -20 or 0 if you have kept 0 in the other half. Also don't forget to change the segments to 10. So you can see this nice book animation here. We can also add a motion blur effect here. Now I want to add text or title on the cover page of this book. So select cover, open this composition and add text you want to add and the font type of your choice with the size, etc. and color also. If you come back to main composition, you can see it is mirrored. So what we can do is come to cover composition, select text, go to layer, transform and flip the text horizontally. Now it will be corrected in main composition just like that. Another problem here is that the text is visible on the back of the cover, like it is transparent. One trick you can apply here is to come to this position, go to the cover page and trim the text up to here. Just like that. Now it's perfect. Also, I want to add images to these two middle pages. So this first and fifth pages are here. So let's duplicate the page twice from the source and rename it as image 1 and image 2. Go to image 1 composition and add this image, rescale it to fit or however you want. Do the same for the image 2 composition with different images or text of your choice. Now come to the main composition and replace this page with image 1 by holding the Alt key and drag and drop over this page. Do the same for the fifth number page layer with the image 2 composition. To overcome this transparent page problem, now you know what to do. Just trim the image from the respective composition at the appropriate place just like that and it's done. Now you can add a camera and animate it, and you can also add new light to it and be creative to change the way it is appearing. Add keyframes to the camera and move the playhead to here and change the position of the book. You can zoom it and have this kind of animation. Now let's delete the keyframes and apply different rotations and movements. Add a point light, adjust its position and it's done and it's ready to render. You can do it however you want. So this is it guys. See you in the next one. Until then, keep practicing. Bye bye.